Today we will take few more problems based on group theory. In this problem, we have to prove that the set of all non-zero complex number, it means 0 will not be considered here. The set of non-zero complex number is always a multiplicative group. So let G has all complex numbers, all non-zero complex numbers where A and B are real, but any one from A and B will not be 0. Either A will not be 0 or B will not be 0, or both will not be 0. Both cannot be 0 simultaneously. First we will prove that closure property. As we know that A plus IB, suppose this is first complex number and this is C plus ID, this is another complex number. If we multiply A plus IB with C plus ID, then we get AC minus BD plus AD plus BC. Since in first complex number, either at least one from A and B is non-zero, and in second complex number, at least one from C and D will be non-zero. So here all possible combinations exist here. So this number cannot be equal to 0. So let us suppose A is non-zero, B is 0, here C is 0, D is non-zero, then AD will be non-zero and AD exists here. This is AD. Similarly, if A is 0, A is non-zero, B is 0, D is 0 and C is non-zero, then AC will be non-zero and AC exists here. So all these four parts, AC, BD, AD, BC, all cannot be 0 at a time. So the product of these two non-zero complex number will also gives a non-zero complex number. So closure property satisfied, because the product will also exist in the set G, because set G contains all non-zero complex number. Second part is identity axiom. As we know that 1 is the multiplicative identity and 1 can be written as 1 plus I0. We can write it. In this case, 1 is the real part and 0 is the imaginary part. So 1 plus I0 is also a non-zero complex number. So it will exist in set G. So set G also satisfy identity axiom. Now third case is inverse axiom. Please make it, student, please make it correct. This is not additive, this is inverse. This is here writing mistake. Inverse axiom. The third case is, we know that in case of inverse axiom, we have to prove that the product of a number with its inverse give identity. So let us suppose we have a complex number A plus IB. If its inverse exists, let us suppose C plus ID is its inverse, then the product of A plus IB with C plus ID will gives 1. You can write it 1 or 1 plus I into iota 0. So here we have taken that, we have assumed that A plus IB into C plus ID is equal to 1 plus I0. Here we can neglect this imaginary part. So A plus IB will be equal to 1 upon C plus ID. A plus IB will be equal to 1 upon C plus ID. We can write it. So this is equal to 1 upon C plus ID. We can write this complex number into standard complex number in the form of A plus IB, which is given in our next slide. So look that slide. Here there is some calculation mistake. Student, please neglect it. In previous slide we have assumed that let A plus IB has its multiplicative inverse, and this inverse is C plus ID. If C plus ID is the multiplicative inverse of A plus IB, then the product will gives 1 plus iota 0. 1 plus iota 0. And here we want to find the value of a C plus ID. So C plus ID will be equal to 1 upon A plus IB. 1 upon A plus IB. This will be the value of the inverse of a complex number C plus ID. It means the reciprocal of every non-zero complex number is its own inverse. If you want to write this in standard form, then you can write it a plus iota b form after multiplying by its inverse. So student can multiply both denominator and as well as numerator by a minus ib. So a minus ib. So the resultant part will be a upon a square plus b square plus or plus iota into minus b upon a square plus b square. This will be the multiplicative inverse of a plus ib. The next and last condition is associativity, because here we only wish to prove that the set of all non-zero complex number is a multiplicative group. Here we will not prove it is abelian. So we will prove only 4 properties. The last 4 property is associativity. In case of complex numbers, we also know that the complex numbers would hold associativity with respect to multiplication. A student can also verify it by given it using 3 complex numbers. Suppose I am using here a plus iota b, and in second case, second complex number you will consider as c plus id, and here we can write third complex number e plus ib. First we can multiply first 2 complex number and the resultant can be multiplied in this last, or we can multiply these last 2 complex numbers and resultant can be multiplied in first. In all situation, in both situations, the result will be always same. So student can show it by using an example, or you can write it directly, because it is the well familiar properties of complex numbers that complex numbers would hold associativity. Here there is one more problem. In this question we will prove that the set of matrices, and the matrices will be written as in this pattern. It means the set of all such matrices is a multiplicative group where the argument in cos and sine will be always real. Here we have used that alpha is real. It means if we construct all possible matrices using all real numbers, then the set of that matrices will be a multiplicative group. Suppose from this group of matrices we have taken 2 matrices A alpha and A beta. In first matrix we are using first real number alpha, and in second matrix we are taking another real number beta, because the set of matrices contains all possible matrices made by all real numbers. So this is our first matrix, and in the second case we are using beta, real number beta at the place of alpha. So this will be second matrix. If we multiply these matrix, then we get cos alpha. The first row will be multiplied into this column. Then we will get cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. This is nothing but the formula of cos A plus B. So resultant will be equal to cos alpha plus beta. Similarly, the product, all 4 products will be written as alpha is a real number, beta is again a real number, and we know that if alpha belongs to R, it is real, beta belongs to R, it is again a real number, then sum of 2 real numbers will be always real. So alpha plus beta will be always equal to real. So the resultant will be always a matrices of this pattern made by using argument a real number. So closure axiom satisfied. Similarly, for the case of identity, we know that identity matrix is 1, 0 and 0, 1. This is 0. 1, 0 and 0, 1. This is a identity matrix of 2 by 2, because here we have the set of matrices having all matrices of the order 2 by 2. So we will consider, or we will use here a matrix of identity matrix of 2 cross 2. So if we use the real value 0, then we get cos 0 sin 0, this is minus sin 0, and the value of minus sin 0 is again 0, and the resultant matrix will be identity. So if we use alpha equal to 0, then we get this identity matrix. In our Next property, we wish to show that the inverse axiom is also satisfied. It means every matrix will have its own inverse, because we have the pattern of the matrix is cos alpha minus sin alpha and cos alpha. This is the pattern of our matrix. Here we can't get a singular matrix. It means if we use any value of alpha, we will not get singular matrix. In all, for all possible real values of alpha, we never get singular matrix. As the given set has all given set is contains all non-singular matrices of order 2 by 2 having this pattern, and all these matrices are non-singular, and we know that every non-singular matrix has its own inverse. So we can write, because A alpha is a non-singular matrix, it means its determinant will not be 0, and if its determinant is not 0, then it will contains its inverse. There its inverse will always exist. Now for associativity, we can take three matrices A alpha for A beta and A gamma. Here first we are multiplying A alpha with A beta, we get this result, and if we multiply this A gamma, then we get this result. Again we can prove by using associativity. Now you can take the combination as A alpha into A beta into A gamma. Now you can find the product of last two matrices first, and the resultant can be multiplied in our first matrix. So the associativity is good hold. This is not plus symbol, this is star. It means we are taking here multiplicative operation. So the set of all matrices made by real number alpha is also hold associativity. In next property, we will prove that the set of matrices also would hold commutativity. If you multiply A alpha, then you get with A beta, A alpha with A beta, then this is our result. If you multiply A beta with A alpha, then only this alpha and beta will be reversed here, and there is no change on considering alpha plus beta or considering beta plus alpha. So in next step, a student can change in this matrix as beta plus alpha, beta plus alpha, beta plus alpha, and here also beta plus alpha, and that can be written as A beta into A alpha. So here commutativity is also good hold. So the set of all matrices made by real number alpha from the operator cos and sine, these are trigonometric operator. So this matrix would hold all five properties of the group. So this is a abelian group or multiplicative group.